Mukama akugamba submit to your own husbands as unto the Lord. Wuliriza bba nga bw'owulira Katonda. Do you hear Luganda patience? You speak Luganda. Every time you speak to me, you speak in English. Listen to your husband as you would to the Lord. That's your duty. Now, there are times he might not say what you want, but listen to him. Listen to him. The greatest ministry you have toward your husband is to know that he has your inner ear. The greatest ministry that you have to your husband is to know that he has your inner ear. And any man who has the inner ear of his wife gets to a point where he does not need to speak. The never needing to say is what counts. When a man is always speaking and speaking, it means he's not being heard. When a man keeps quiet, there are either two things. Either he's tired of speaking, or you hear him that it's no longer required for him to speak anymore. If you get to a point where he does not need to speak because he hears you, you hear him even when he has not spoken, I want you to know that that's not just a virtue, it is your duty. Praise the Lord. Again, we live in a world where the newer generation, I think it's women emancipation, I think it is modernism, I think it is again the next phases of illumination, enlightenment we call it, and why we have the highest numbers of failures of marriage in some of the most developed nations. You might not appreciate this, but when you go to places like Europe and America, those places have the highest attrition rates in marriages. Marriages are failing. In fact, I have always read them a report. Marriage fails every 11 seconds in America. 11 seconds. Partly because of a generation that is no longer patient. I won't even say it. She's called patience. I was going to emphasize it, but because she's called patience, I will not emphasize it. But I cannot tell you the things that take young people out of marriage today. I'm going. No, hey, we invested money, we're in the hinjira, we're in the wedding, we're everything. You're going to end this thing because they did not answer you. I always tell people, ask our mothers, ask our fathers what they have to go through to keep those marriages. Or even those whose marriages failed. You realize that they tried way beyond. Are you hearing me? Because then there was a time where marriage was a respected institution. Now in America they have something called contract marriages. You know what contract marriages are? We sign and even have our terms and conditions. That if you don't fulfill these conditions, somebody can say now we are entering a contract marriage, no getting pregnant. Because we agreed you are not supposed to what? I saw the other day a fellow, this guy divorced his wife, and in the divorce application he put betrayal. What was the betrayal? We agreed not to have children. And the guy got what? The lady got pregnant. Is it just me? You know, sometimes I think I'm weird, but I think people are getting weird. He is living with a woman every day for 10, 15 years. You understand? If people who even don't try to get to give birth can give birth, you understand? So we are at a generation, we're at a place, at a crossroad of conversations where we now even have to go back and define what marriage is. Because today people don't have. In America they have something called swingers. Has anybody ever heard of swingers? Swingers, they share wives and husbands. Yes, it's as bad. Now they say like these are 6 families and they are allowed to share each other's, God forbid, yes, each other's wife and husband. And they are 60, they are 55, and they also have children in the swinger communities. So I think it's the primary responsibility of the church, Pastor Sam, to emphasize what marriage is and what marriage is not. There was a time we used to think it's obvious, but now it's not obvious. Praise the Lord. Submission and accountability to your husband is not something you should ask for, and it's not conditional. It is unconditional. If you don't understand that language, then try something else, not marriage. Like it's unconditional to love her. It is your boy responsibility. I always tell people, we will never change our spouses. God has never given you the grace to change somebody. He has given you the grace to be the best version of yourself and fulfill your duty. It's the best you can do. And let God now deal with that person because you're fulfilling your agenda. Take, for instance, submission. Do you know, Apostle Emma, do you know that because a man is a priest to his house, right? God has given him, generally we know, dominion, right? But do you know that if you dominate a woman carnally, what should be leadership becomes oppression? Because dominion is not carnal. It is spiritual. It is spiritual. Submission. Do you know that somebody can submit spiritually and somebody can submit carnally? And wherever submission is carnally, it's manipulation, it's seduction, it's the altar of Jezebel. Some people think that Jezebel is not submissive. No. Jezebel can submit if she can control. And it's possible for somebody to submit to something and control it. But because you don't have a Jezebel spirit, you can't understand it. Naye abaliko omwoyo gwa Jezebel bakikola ki? Bakimanyi. I've seen women who kneel down. N'afukamira ne yeeyala wansi naye ng'ayagala ssente. Mukama yeebazibwe naye ng'ayagala ki? Ssente. N'anyola omusajja n'amunyola. If you're seeing them, I wish my wife kneels also. You understand? And you're comparing them with your Chiga woman like Ingrid, who might struggle to what? To kneel. No, but Ingrid is proud. No. The Chiga woman might not be kneeling, but she's submissive. And the wisdom to tell the difference is your deliverance. So not all duties as they are spelled in language and interpretation really are seen and deduced to the order of the expectation of heaven, albeit that in the outward temperament, the person who is observing those things sees like they're one and the same. It goes back to the integrity of your heart. When I am kneeling or honoring my husband, why am I doing it? One time we're in a conference and a man said, Sibyange, Yagamanti, no man should ever discuss anything important with his wife when they are lying down. Nti omutwe bwe baguteeka wansi ne gukwata piro bwe guti ogenze. So mbu. When she starts now, say, oh, what, mommy, we need to discuss about this. You know, so cannot do so. You understand? No, Kumalango, we send them now because our mazem. Nayenga kalika submission, iba mubaka viri weka tibaka zayo, ngabe bakola Samson. Guy ne bamutwala kamanyi. So, I have a friend from that name, but when his wife starts, say, I need to speak to you, ngala atula. That's for you. But I want to finish because of time.